Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. One who gains strength by overcoming obstacles possesses the only strength which can overcome adversity. An optimist is a person who sees a green light everywhere, while a pessimist sees only the red stoplight. The truly wise person is colorblind. Happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. A man is ethical only when life, as such, is sacred to him, that of plants and animals is that of his fellow men, and when he devotes himself helpfully to all life that is in need of help. Example is not the main thing in influencing others. It is the only thing. Think occasionally of the suffering of which you spare yourself the sight. Example is leadership. Until he extends his circle of compassion to include all living things, man will not himself find peace. Do not let Sunday be taken from you. If your soul has no Sunday, it becomes an orphan. By having a reverence for life, we enter into a spiritual relation with the world. By practicing reverence for life, we become good, deep, and alive. Life becomes harder for us when we live for others, but it also becomes richer and happier. My life is my argument. Man is a clever animal who behaves like an imbecile. A man can do only what he can do. But if he does that each day, he can sleep at night and do it again the next day. I have always held firmly to the thought that each one of us can do a little to bring some portion of misery to an end. By respect for life, we become religious in a way that is elementary, profound, and alive. We cannot possibly let ourselves get frozen into regarding everyone we do not know as an absolute stranger. In everyone's life, at some time, our inner fire goes out. It is then burst into flame by an encounter with another human being. We should all be thankful for those people who rekindle the inner spirit. At times our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. Constant kindness can accomplish much. As the sun makes ice melt, kindness causes misunderstanding, mistrust, and hostility to evaporate. Truth has no special time of its own. Its hour is now, always. Man has lost. Never say there is nothing beautiful in the world anymore. There is always something to make you wonder, in the shape of a tree, the trembling of a leaf. A man does not have to be an angel in order to be saint. Man must cease attributing his problems to his environment, and learn again to exercise his will, his personal responsibility in the realm of faith and morals. The true worth of a man is not to be found in man himself, but in the colors and textures that come alive in others. Impart as much as you can of your spiritual being to those who are on the road with you, and accept as something precious what comes back to you from them. Ethics is nothing else than reverence for life. Do something for somebody every day for which you do not get paid. Wherever a man turns, he can find someone who needs him. Everything deep is also simple and can be reproduced simply as long as its reference to the whole truth is maintained. But what matters is not what is witty but what is true. Whoever is spared personal pain must feel himself called to help in diminishing the pain of others. We must all carry our share of the misery which lies upon the world. A man is truly ethical only when he obeys the compulsion to help all life which he is able to assist, and shrinks from injuring anything that lives. One thing I know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who will have sought and found how to serve. The purpose of human life is to serve, and to show compassion and the will to help others. There are two means of refuge from the miseries of life: music and cats. Do something wonderful, people may imitate it. The first step in the evolution of ethics is a sense of solidarity with other human beings. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who will have sought and found how to serve. The willow which bends to the tempest, often escapes better than the oak which resists it, and so in great calamities, it sometimes happens that light and frivolous spirits recover their elasticity and presence of mind sooner than those of a loftier character. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown into flame by another human being. Each of us owes deepest thanks to those who have rekindled this light. We are all so much together, but we are all dying of loneliness. The African is my brother, but he is my younger brother by several centuries. Seek always to do some good, somewhere. Every man has to seek in his own way to realize his true worth. You must give some time to your fellow man. For remember, you don't live in a world all your own. Your brothers are here too. Man can hardly even recognize the devils of his own creation. A great secret of success is to go through life as a man who never gets used up. Compassion, in which all ethics must take root, can only attain its full breadth and depth if it embraces all living creatures and does not limit itself to mankind. As soon as man does not take his existence for granted, but beholds it as something unfathomably mysterious, thought begins. Humanitarianism consists in never sacrificing a human being to a purpose. Anyone who proposes to do good must not expect people to roll stones out of his way, but must accept his lot calmly, even if they roll a few stones upon it. The highest proof of the Spirit is love. Love the eternal thing which can already on earth possess as it really is. Reverence for life affords me my fundamental principle of morality. If a man loses his reverence for any part of life, he will lose his reverence for all of life. Let me give you a definition of ethics. It is good to maintain and further life, it is bad to damage and destroy life. Just as the wave cannot exist for itself, but is ever a part of the heaving surface of the ocean, so must I never live my life for itself, but always in the experience which is going on around me. The great secret of success is to go through life as a man who never gets used up.